So hello everyone. So let me check in. Hey, so let me know if you can hear me and see me okay in the chat, of course. So can you see me and hear okay? Yep, so I see 1+. There should be at least 2 people online. Hey, cool. Also, also we have the template. So the template I shared already in the chat, but I will also add it now to the description of the video. So it's added to the description of the video. Unfortunately, I did not see any homework submitted after the previous session. That's not a good sign, but good sign is that you're at least here. So hopefully you will do better till the next session. So this is going to be the last session regarding the Python, and then we will move to the JavaScript, and then later we will move back to the Python. So the plan is that we're gonna implement the same game exactly the same way in maybe a little bit different way, but the same game in the JavaScript and HTML, and then we will move back to the Python for the backend and maybe make the game like multiplayer or something like over the network. So let me know if the template is ready for work. Template ready for work. Plus minus. If there's any issues, let me know. And I will share my screen as well. Okay, good. We will gonna look at some other ways how to implement observer pattern as well, and we will make today that the aliens shoot back, and you will have very little actually to complete the game for the next time. So I was hoping to see the results like those in this workshop, but at least I'm happy that you are joining and not giving up, at least so far. So, but still, if you want to succeed, you need to work yourself as well. So, okay, the template actually is this one. Okay, so I will show how to run it if somebody is forgetting it. So if I'm pressing the run, it's giving me something like this, which is not desirable. So if I go back here, edit configuration and add emulate terminal as an output console. Now it should redraw the screen and the aliens are flying and we can move our small spaceship around and we can shoot rockets at them. Maybe even hit them. Let's see. Yes, I hit them. The score didn't change, so it's not like completely a complete game. So that's working. If I press escape, then I can close the game and hopefully don't mess up some of the code as well. So that's how far we are. So now let me show some of the parts that were changed for this session. So one thing that I changed is that I changed the rocket class. I added a parameter for the constructor that is called isUp and set default value to the true. So by default, this will be this symbol, but if I set not true, then it will have the opposite direction symbol. So that's kind of useful. We even could actually call the direction here, like setting direction up or down if you want. But basically, the way how you use these constructor parameters is something like this. And also, of course, this part is not like mandatory. You can add it or leave it. is just after the colon, everything after colon. That part is just informative part. It's not actually the coded part. But the coded part is after the equal sign. For example, here in this case, I could do something like this. And this is also a very nice way. Basically, it works fine, but it's not necessary because we already have Boolean assigned there. So how to use the rockets would be something like this. So dummy, so you don't need to write it. It's just I'm showing how to use it. Dummy rocket. So we are giving the rocket parameters here. So the first parameter, position 2D. We can of course prepare position beforehand. It's either like this, or we can make some dummy position before. Dummy position. Like that, and then set that dummy position to the rocket. And then the second parameter is up, and this could be true or false. False, then it means it's down. Of course, you could write the same code like this without the typed parameters, but then if you write it in this way, this is bad because it's not readable. I don't know what means false here. I need to know code beforehand, and I need to know it well. So this is not good way how to write the function calls. If you have predefined variables, like for example, the good way would be something like is rocket up, and I set it beforehand that it is not, and then use this variable here, then this code is readable and this is good. But if I just put directly some variables without defining them what it is, it's not readable code, so don't do that. Okay, so this is how you use the rocket class, and you already know that from the previous times. It's just now added a new parameter. So let me ask in the chat, is this part clear? Plus, minus, if something is not clear how to use this class or this piece of code, then please let me know in the chat, because you should be able to write it yourself, but if not, I can help you understand. So let's wait for some feedback. So I see one plus at least regarding how to use this class. Okay, good. So we're agreeing on that. So then here I added some couple of to-dos. So these will be related to making aliens shoot back at you. So that's kind of good part. And then here, this part, which none of you submitted, about making the array of aliens appearing for you, like, so that's not hard coded. So again, this way of adding aliens, this is really bad way. This is like you hard code it, like you write every line by line. You don't make it automatic. We can do this automatic. So let's do this automatic. So this will be first addition that you should add today. So there will be then for I in range. So we will go in some range of this these positions. So this will be 5. So we want 5 aliens in X direction. We want in Y direction 2 aliens. And then we want all of this stuff to be 2 tabs away. So I select all of this part and press 2 times tab. So that's good. Then we also want to move these parts by 3. So I want to offset my positions by 3. So I'm adding just +3, like that. So let's see how it looks like now, and if it will work, I will add it to the Jamboard as well. So yeah, you see we have nice rows of aliens. We don't like hard code them automatically, except there is a bug. Okay, let's see what is the bug. So that was funny. Anyways, this part is okay. So I will add that to the Jamboard, and meanwhile check for the bug, because you saw what happened, that Did they just suddenly started attacking me? So we'll see. I think it might be related that we have 2 rows of them. That is interesting. We'll see that. So I'm adding that to the Jamboard, this part of the code in the slide number 2. So this is how we generate 2 lines of aliens. If you have, okay, I submitted this part and had some problem, had same problem. Okay, if you submitted it, then you submitted at the last moment and I didn't have any time to check it. So I cannot help you out with that, but we can still fix this issue if there is this. So yeah, we definitely will fix this issue. So now, meanwhile, you have the code in the Jamboard, and let me try to find the problem. So how to find the problem? That is actually also a good part, the debugging part, that you can look how to do that. So the collision, so what we have here, check collision, blah, blah, blah. Somewhere is the, so it's not actually collision, but there is the direction change. So where is the alien, alien, okay, alien, check border, okay, cool. So if we are at the border, we want to change direction and say that we found that we are at the border. So let's see, check border. Yeah, so there is the bug. So we are checking border with all of them. So that's why we actually have here this specific type of code, which is at the border. So if we find any alien finding himself at the border, we should stop looking for the border. If we keep looking for the border, we're going to find multiple of them at the border. So if this is at the border, then we should break out of that loop. So I'm pretty sure that this is the bug. So I can add this part to the Jamboard as well. We'll see if that helps. So I'm adding this part to the Jamboard as well. We'll see if that helps. So we'll see. So they are approaching the border. They are detecting the border and going back without attacking me too fast. So that's great. Seems like it worked from one side. Let's see what happens with the other side. Yeah, it works. So it works. It works. So let's see. So my question now in the chat is it working so far? Plus, minus, if you have some problems, let me know. Plus, minus, and the code is on the Jamboard. So you have quite a small changes needed to make it work so far, and then we will make some changes regarding the observer pattern, the listeners, and the attackers, and we'll make that the aliens attack you. Hopefully, there is still a chance to win, but it will be interesting. So I see 1 plus. Okay, I see 2 pluses. That's excellent. You're both working really fast, so that's great. That's great. So, okay, I will hide this part, and let's now go to the new part of the code. So, first of all, let's see what would be interesting. So, I already added some of the stuff here. So, we added the new function called. Actually, first I added the variable. This is a private member variable, not accessible from outside of the world. That is called patience. So how long should I wait before firing a rocket? That is the question for the alien. So, and we defining this in the constructor because all of the parameters that you have for your class should be defined in constructor. Not so if you would just do it like this, it would also work, but this would not be clean code. Because you already see that PyCharm is giving me all of these lines here. It's saying you're missing variable definition in constructor. So I'm adding it here, so it's visible there. And we say reset patience, and it's reset automatically somewhere in the range between 5 and 15 seconds. So the aliens will shoot at you in the range of 5 to 15 seconds at randomly. So that's one part. So actually, let's do the crazy alien shooting stuff now, and then synchronize them together using the observers and events. So now let's do the fire rocket part now. So here will be the def fire rocket. I think it was the same function for the player. Could actually probably reuse some part of it. You could do that yourself as well. I don't want to scroll up, so I will open another window for me so I can maybe copy that part if I can copy it, or I will probably just rewrite it. Okay, let's rewrite it. So then there will be rocket. You can copy it, by the way. So rocket from the player, just to change it a little bit. So position to the, so integer. So this should be like rounded value. By the way, I guess it would be smarter to maybe round it in the getter of the property at some, maybe create some int x property. So you could do that as well if you want. Position, because we use it often as a rounded value. So this is actually not rounded, but floored. So it will give you the lower value. So what the int means is that if I have something like 0.7 value and I do it like this, I will get out 0. And if I have value like 1. I don't know, like 1.5, integer of 1.5, it will be closest lower value, which is 1. So this is what this part does. And also it would be nice to add new lines here in exactly this manner, because you can make also new lines in very ugly manner. So here this will be is up false, so we want to go down. Then also this part rocket down could be actually coded inside the rocket class itself. So because we already know is it up or down, but we can leave it here as well. So then the last part is game state instance elements append rocket like that. So we have very similar function to the player. You actually could copy it. So that's good. Then we should implement the way how to shoot those rockets. So we override the update function. Let me show you how it looks like in PyCharm. So you see that it gives me the update as something that I can override, because this is the super class of the movable element, which already have that class, that function, and now I can extend it. So if I press enter, it gives me this part, and if I write here super, it automatically even gives me update. And then if I add here delta time, I can pass the same value down to the super class, which is the movable element. Movable element. Cool. So that's working. Now we're gonna make a little bit dummy code that will, sorry, that will make a chaos in the game, but that's okay. So the way how we could make this chaos happening is, but we will fix it later. So the patience minus, so we are making, we are reducing the patience for the aliens. So if self patience runs out, then what we want to do is self reset patience, and of course we also want to shoot the rocket, so uh, fire rocket, right? So this should work. So if it works, I will drop it in the Jamboard and we'll try to run it now. We'll see what happens. I suspect a lot of explosions very soon. So everything is going fine. So the upper alien just killed the, we have even more problems. So they are destroying. So the aliens are destroying themselves. Just a second. Okay, so I accidentally tripped some kind of interrupt for my computer. Now everything froze. Okay, good. We are back. We are back. We're back. So the keyboard thing is not optimal way how to deal with these games. So anyway, so the update is already done. So the problem is actually here. We should add one here because the update function is just before the collision, and instead, so what happens is that immediately it detects the collision. So we should actually move it down a little bit. So +1 here, but still the aliens will self-destruct a lot, I suspect. So the upper row of aliens will start shooting the lower row. So okay, they actually even flew inside the rocket. So the upper guys are shooting the lower guys. So now they are dropping like crazy amount of rockets. Oh, crazy. And it's not also implemented that they destroy the player. So, but it's fun. So, okay, let's press escape. So I need to wait a little bit. Okay, cool. So we need to resolve those few issues. We can resolve them quite easily. So let's see. So the first issue to resolve, let's think about it. So what we have here. So the first issue, we should not drop the rockets if we are not at the bottom row of the alien. So to do that, let's add some additional code. But by the way, this part of the code I will drop in the Jamboard. Just a second. So this is going into slide number 3. And here, let's add the extra thing. So is alien in bottom row. Of course, you can make your own variable name. This is just my variable name. I like long variable names so that they describe the code much better. So it's always better to have longer variable name. So this is true, and in case if we find some alien below this alien, then we will set this as a false. So how to find those aliens is the following. So for element in game state instance elements, and if type of element is equals with the alien, and also if element is not the alien itself. So this is true. Then in that case, we need to check also if element. So actually, let's write it int element position x is equals with the self element position x. So that means that the other alien is directly either above or below you. So that part, plus also, okay, we could add and sentences, or we could just add extra if sentence. So if we could copy these lines. If element position y is, so yeah, so it should be larger, right? So is larger than this position y, that means that alien is below. So I'm adding some comments. So this means alien in the same column, right? So this is not desirable. We also alien below this alien. So, and these means this is the element type of alien because there's also player and walls and other things and spaceship hopefully. So, and then this is not the same element as itself because of course element is containing the self as well there. So if those are true, then in that case is alien bottom row false, and we also want to break out of that loop. So and then we also add this as a separate condition here. So the separate condition could be actually down here even. Yeah, so if alien is the bottom row, then we only fire the rocket. So this is the changed version of that rocket shooting code. Now the aliens will shoot only if they are at the bottom row of the attackers. Of course, we still have a problem that they might shoot a lot of rockets without coordination with each other. And the coordination with each other could be achieved using those observer patterns that we already coordinate them moving together. We can also coordinate them shooting together, right? So, I mean, that they shoot only one rocket at a time, not like all of them at once. So let's see. So if I run it again, we'll see if it works. So if the top aliens are not destroying the bottom aliens, I added this to the Jamboard as well, by the way. So let's see. So now only the bottom aliens shoot, and they are destroying all of my protections, except the funny thing that sometimes rockets flew through the walls. It might be related with the, so the flying through the walls might be related to the fact that the collision detection. So, but no, but it should detect. I'm not sure about that part. Okay, stream back, stream working. So let me know if the stream is working for you again. Plus minus. Hello, are you still there? Okay, let's see. Ooh, yeah, so good. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly why, but this part of the code is not very stable. The keyboard's events, in general, the keyboard events, like from the console in the like graphical user interface, is not really optimal way how to interact with Python. But okay, this is kind of lagging my computer sometimes. So okay, so the collision part regards to the rockets that flew through the walls, we can fix it later. But now let's look at the, so I added actually to the Jamboard all of that code for the updating of the aliens. Not sure if you could catch up with it or not, because there's actually not that much of the code. So what I'm actually added is firing the rocket and the update part. And what we are checking here is if the alien is below the alien who is shooting or not below who is shooting. So please catch up with this part of the code, and then we will do the events. So we will make the coordination of the shooting. Okay. So let me ask in the chat. So are these two functions working for you? Are these two functions ready? plus minus. If you have some problems, let me know. Maybe you have some issue with the way how you write that code and it gives you some error. Maybe I can help you. Just drop in the error in the chat. So please do these functions. It seems like you've done it. So you're excellent. You're catching up very fast. So that's great. So then the last thing that we need to do today that's different from the last time. So the last time what we did is that we gave the listeners, so these are the observers, right? We gave the observers the pointer to the function notify, right? And then we call that pointer here, and I give you the example, remember, with the pointers of the functions that you can pass the pointers to the functions as they would be a variables. So we call that function here. But now we need to coordinate two types of events. We need to coordinate the movement and the shooting. So the best way how to do that is using some kind of proxy classes, and we're going to implement here those very simple proxy classes. So first of all, we have the class event alien. So this will be just the base class of all of our events. So def init, and we'll set it as pass because we don't need actually set any variables here. If we want set variables, we can set, but we don't need actually here to set anything. So that's one. It might be also smart to add immediately this part, or if the Python gives you the PyCharm gives you this syntax, this is okay. If you okay, the top of the spaces and stuff like that, that's of the emojis that's related to Windows. So then you need to change those emojis a little bit. So all of the Microsoft strange stuff that is at this moment, let's focus more on the code, and then the visual parts you can fix later. Also, next time we're going to start working with JavaScript and HTML. It will give you some things that you need to prepare, and then they will look like the games will look like same for everybody, hopefully. So event alien, and then there will be event alien direction. So this will be based on this event, and direction is something that we want to pass. So direction, let's call it new direction as it was there, and we can save it inside the property, public property, new direction, like that. And also we need to call the super class. So this will be another event. So, and then the third event that we need is called, actually this will be even simpler. This will be called fire, right? So the alien is firing something. This is quite a common way how to pass events, so that you create not just the function pointer and then call it, but you can also just create a class that is kind of like a proxy class for your events. So of course you know how to use it. Again, I can show you. So there is dummy event. So and then you create an event of the fire, or you can create other dummy event of the direction, right, and pass the new direction, direction or position 2D, whatever. By the way, do I have direction vector here? Anyway, so we'll check. So you can use it like that, and then you can pass it to some functions, right? It's like a set of variables and functions that you can give other functions. So these will be like three templates for our events. Basically, we can use only these two, but they are both based on one, because it's useful always to group them together with the super class, so that makes it much more object-oriented. So I will add that part to the Jamboard. So this will be slide number 4. Slide number 4, and meanwhile, I will check up if they have direction class. I'll have vector class. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's part with regards to the events, and now we need to change the way how we pass those events. So the way how we change that is here. So first of all, when we are finding that we are at the border, so what we could do is set here the event. So event alien direction, and then we set also the new direction, which is this thing. And then we call listener event like that. We also, of course, need to change then the notify part here. So because now we are not receiving the new direction, but we are receiving events that are based basically on event alien type of events, but let's not add it here. So like that. And if the type of event is event direction, then in that case, we want to change direction of the alien. So this is actually new dir, like that. So this is one thing we're doing with the events, right? And actually in the same screen, I can add the other part as well. I think I can add it in the same screen for the fire rocket part. So the fire rocket, again, we have exactly the same code like this, except this is event fire, right? So we're calling event fire here. And then we have it else if type event fire. And in that case, we want to reset the patients, like that. So quite simple stuff here, but really useful because now we use the same way of the code for signaling different types of events using the observer pattern. So I will add this to the Jamboard as well. On the last slide that I gave you, we already have the event classes. Now let me annotate a little bit here what I mean, what is important here. So you see that the notify class is receiving now the events that have different kind of information in them. Then the check border is creating the new event and then sending it to all aliens. And then here, when we are firing something, we are doing the same. I'm adding also this to the Jamboard now. So this was going to be on the slide number 5. Yeah, and please try to make this workable. Meanwhile, I'm going to look at how it works. If there's no bugs, that'd be great. And maybe try to fix that bug when the walls are not colliding with the alien rockets. Do I see that? I will check that. Check collision. Check collision. So yeah, meanwhile, I will write in the chat. So yeah, so it actually will be the last task for today. It's just that you will need to complete the working game with the score and the lives and the game over stuff till the next week, and then we will start working with the JavaScript and HTML. So you will need to install different environment and PyCharm. You could work with Visual Studio Code as well, doesn't matter. Okay, let's see. So collision code. What else we have? So the player with the rocket. Okay, this is not desirable. So there should be actually. So this is not. Oh, it's actually interesting way how I did it. So we can just change here something. So if this is a rocket. So let me check. So if this is, so either, oh, sorry, what is happening here? Okay, so if this is a rocket, and then if other direction, so is up, is down, in that case, well, in that case, we want to have actually the collision. So we want to remove the player when we colliding with the, okay, with, this is false actually, with the rocket that is flying downwards. I hope that this part is okay. Let me see the rocket, position, explosion, rocket, is up. Oh, sorry, I don't have is up stored here. So I should store itself, or maybe I can just take it from the direction. Sorry, so let's use direction with the, so we don't need to change anything here. Okay, so direction should be positive then. Where is the player? Player class is up, and other direction y is larger than 0. So it's flying towards the player. Hopefully this part will be fine. So I'll add that also to the Jamboard. In slide number 6. Now let's think about the collisions more. So, so if this is a rocket and the other one is not a rocket, same way around, check collision with the element up here. Ah, here is the problem as well. Oh no, but you not here. Okay, and so I'm not sure exactly where why it's flying through. Think about it. Anyways, you have the code, so you can finish game so far. So afterwards, after today's workshop, I will look up. Okay, I think I see the problem. Whoa, that's a really nasty bug. You see the brake is in the wrong tab here. This is totally wrong. Absolutely wrong. So there should be extra tab here. So this is the major bug why they are flying through. That is 100%. So I will show you. So add also to the Jamboard this part. So do you see how important are the tabs? So this scope should be like that, and the brake should be here. If it's not in that scope, then what it means is that if we find any of these combinations, we don't look anymore those combinations, and then it just stops. So this is not at all what we want. So yes, cool. So I found the bug. So I will add this part here. And now you should be able to have a playable game. At least it's not finished, so you will need to finish it yourself, but you have quite a playable game. I will try to run it again. So if I freeze and then I drop out, then don't worry, we will meet next week. But otherwise, like I will send you the notes what you need to prepare and also the homework. So we're going to do another series of workshops, but now exactly the same game on the JavaScript and HTML. And then we'll move back to the Python again. So if I run it again, let's see what happens. So now it's playable, hopefully. So first of all, I will try to shoot my wall. Oh no, it's not playable. There is a bug. So rocket has no attribute is up. Ah, yeah, right. Sorry, there is just direction. So, okay, I will update again the Jamboard. I had the small mistake there. In the slide number 6, I will have updated version. Of course, there is no property is up. So now I will try to run it again. Let's see. So oh no, still problem. Rocket has no direction. Seriously. Rocket, movable element, direction. Okay, direction is not accessible from outside of the world, which makes it not good. So we have some options actually. So I think one of the easiest options would be to make it accessible. So def direction return self slash self underscore direction, and here we could add it as a property because we already discussed how to use it, right? Like that. So it should work. So I will add this part as well to the Jamboard. Okay, let's see if it works now. Okay, shooting. Yes, I can shoot walls down. So they are coordinating attack now. They are not shooting me. Okay, the rockets are not disappearing when they're reaching the bottom part. So I believe you can fix that very easily yourself. Okay, but now there was a funny situation because the guys shoot out the rocket and then they moved down and crashed in the rocket itself. Maybe you could resolve that issue as well yourself. So now if I believe if I will go over this rocket, I will hit myself. Okay, I'm not hitting myself. I'm not sure why, but still, so far, basically everything works. It's just that it's not complete game. There are some facts, some things missing that you can fix yourself and make it playable till the next time. So yeah, so that's it about for today. I will send you the notes and please submit the fully working game based on this code till the next time, and then we'll meet working on the HTML and JavaScript. And the purpose of these tutorials is that let's say in next 8 series you will be able to do something like useful for actually some work, and maybe it will take not 8 but 16 series, but at that moment you should be able to do something useful that for this kind of work. So that's the plan. So okay, that's it for today. We'll see you next week.